I get about a 5-second break if I hit that record button again. Alright, so we didn't just gloss over this particular chart. I had made an adjustment here. I had 2 E's there, and I changed it on Facebook too, in the Facebook Andy's Free Guitar Chart Videos Facebook group. Anybody can find it on Facebook, although you have to request permission for entry to the group. I changed this to make this C. Now the S3XL, which is the middle pattern here, right here, once again, just a little respect here for people who like to play the long patterns. And by the way, the long patterns are extremely useful. As a matter of fact, I think they're only useful. They're most useful in the open string positions. So, what do I mean by that? Can we get this over here? Thank you. So this 5, 6, 7. Let's say, what is E the fifth of? What is E the fifth of? Well, if you want to know what something is the fifth of, take the fourth of it. So the fourth of E is A. E is the fifth of A. Okay? So the fifth of A. So we got our A shape here. That makes E the fifth. So if E's the fifth there, we can play the long pattern there. So we practically have it. And there's A is the root. Now, this is 5, 6 relatively in that E, but we don't want to play that, do we? If we're in the key of A, we're going to play it in Mixolydian. Come on, hold on there. So that would be our E7 there. Oh, that was not only a seventh, that was also one of those minor third up from that seventh there, that crazy note. Okay, so that is a little homage to the X3XL. So let's move along, because we have better charts to explain what we have to do. And all those fourths and fifths again, these are in fifths. Fifth of C is G, fifth of G is D, fifth of D is A. Going up, fifth of C is G, same thing. We've got the same thing branching up. And then going down, the fourth, the diminished fourth of C is E in the shapes, the string shapes. And here's the string circle to do that. That's just review, so let's not let that trip us way up. What we want to do is finish up the, we were talking about the dots, and we got to, excuse me, just a little dust in here, and also some dander from the dog, which she starts scratching and starts smelling in here a little bit. Okay, I turned my fan on. So all we have left to discuss is the key of A, the key of B flat, and the key of B with the dots. And we're going to do this quickly, okay, hopefully. With the key of A, we're lucky we have 4 dots on the keyboard. So another memorize these things would be memorize where the dots are. There's one on the open, there's an imaginary, super dot on the E string, on the open fret nut. There's no dot there. If there was a dot there, it would be, behind the fret nut. There's the G dot, which is the first dot, the A dot, the B dot, and the C sharp D flat dot, and then the E double dot, and then again octave G and A again. So do you memorize where these dots are, what they are? Okay, so from the double dot, we go down to the C sharp dot, and that's easy because C sharp is the sixth of E. Okay, and it's the same kind of relationship exists between the E and the G, where E is the sixth of G. So this minor third interval between the double dot and the C sharp, and between the fret open dot, the open imaginary dot, to the G dot, that minor third is also a six root relationship. So you can play a G shape there, and you can play a G shape there, but you can also play, now we're looking at the key of A here, C sharp's the third of A. Okay, so we want to, try to do this without having to get a piano keyboard here. C sharp's the third of A. We got A, B, C sharp. So that's definitely a dot of interest that matches with the A scale. B is the second of A, and A is the root of A, and E is the fifth of A. So the shapes that are used, that we can use to play this, of course you could just jump right in. Hey, here's my A dot. Okay, I'm going to just play an A scale, right? Okay, but we'd rather do like a little more of these pentatonic scales and shapes. So we look at the root dot at the A dot there. We're going to play the E shape there. So that would be your E shape A, or a pentatonic. But also that's the outer note, that root is the outer note of a G shape starting on the 6th. Now there's no dot there, so we have to use that A shape and count down, root 7, 6. Remember those string shapes we were talking about? This is the E string shape, 7 root 2. The G string shape is 6, 7 root. Remember? Not too long ago. So we can start from the A dot and count down, root 7, 6. So there's a G shape there. Alright, so there's our G shape there for the key A. We also have, related to by caged, remember caged, C-A-G-E-D, C-A. The only reason we have caged there, and we're lucky, is because we have 4 dots that match up. So in the key of A, we're pretty much spelling caged, C-A-G-E-D. You don't have that in all the keys. We'll find that out with B flat. So with the D dot, we can treat that as the second. We can do that D cage shape, that D string shape we were talking about. Remember? I would have to remember what that is. It's just drawn a little differently here, but I can show you. Alright, so I went and got that for you, and we can see what it looks like. This is the D string shape, 2, 3, 4. Remember? This was in the key of C, where the D note is, now the D note is always purple, so the D note's 1 half step above the C sharp dot, so it's still a purple note. So this is in the key of C, but it's still a 2, 3, and a 4. So in the key of A, which we're in, the 2, 3, and the 4 is the D, is the B, the C sharp, and the D. So these are just these pattern labels here have no colors on them because they're the same for all 12 keys. Remember, this was the key of D, but this was our familiar D string shape, 2, 3, 4.